Have you ever stopped to realize that the Colosseum we see today is nothing more than a skeleton? It is a bone picked clean by time of the greatest engineering project of antiquity. Today, it stands as a romantic symbol of decay, but 2,000 years ago, it was high-tech. It was the most sophisticated stadium on the planet, a feat of functional engineering that could easily rival the Stade de France or the Santiago Bernabeu. In this video, we are just going to repair the Colosseum using CGI. We are going to deconstruct it like architects. Why hasn't it crumbled into dust after 2 millennia? Where did all that dazzling marble go? And what would Rome look like today if this titan had remained whole? My name is Bakali, and this is our architectural investigation. We've grown used to romantic ruins, but let's be honest, a ruin is a defeat. The real triumph lay in the details that are now invisible to the naked eye. Subscribe to the channel and let's begin. To understand why it's broken, we first have to understand how it was built. The Colosseum isn't just a pile of rocks, it's a complex layer cake where every material had a specific mission. The outer ring consisted of 100,000 cubic meters of travertine. This is a hard limestone quarried from the pits of Tivoli. If you lined up those blocks, they would stretch for 10 kilometers, a distance a person takes 2 hours to walk. But travertine was just the formal wear, the decorative skin. The true secret is hidden deeper. The inner walls were made of tufa, a lighter, more porous stone designed to absorb vibrations. But the foundation and the massive load-bearing arches? That was Roman concrete, the empire's secret weapon. A mixture of volcanic ash, pozzolana, lime, and water created a monolith that doesn't weaken over time, it actually gets stronger. The Romans were the first to realize a building shouldn't be rigid, it needs to breathe. It is this concrete skeleton that has held the structure up for 2,000 years, even after its outer skin was stripped away. But the most fascinating part was inside the masonry itself. Do you know why the Colosseum survived dozens of massive earthquakes that leveled other ancient temples? The Romans didn't trust mortar alone. They used massive iron clamps to cinch the giant travertine blocks together. This was a hidden exoskeleton. Over 300 tons of metal were used for the entire building. Each clamp was shaped like a dovetail and sealed with molten lead to prevent corrosion. This was precision jewelry work performed on the scale of a mega construction site. If you see those weird pockmarks or holes in the Colosseum's walls today, those aren't from erosion. Those are the scars where medieval looters dug out the iron and lead. And now we come to the greatest feature we've lost forever, the velarium. Imagine 50,000 spectators in the stands during a 40-degree Italian heat wave. How do you keep them from turning into roasted meat? The Romans created the world's first retractable stadium roof, a colossal canvas awning that soared above the arena. It was a staggering engineering system involving 240 masts and hundreds of kilometers of rope. This beast wasn't operated by common slaves, but an elite detachment of sailors from the imperial fleet at Misenum. They worked 50 meters above the ground, rigging the stadium like the masts of a giant ship. So why does it look like this now? It wasn't just the earthquake of 1349 that brought down the southern wall. The Colosseum became a free construction hypermarket for papal Rome. That marble cladding, the kind that once blinded passers-by in the sun, it's now on the facade of St. Peter's Basilica in the Vatican. The marble benches where senators sat, they were hauled away to build the luxurious Palazzo Barberini. The Colosseum didn't fall to time. It was slowly and methodically digested by the city itself. If the Colosseum had survived intact, it wouldn't be a quiet, dusty museum. It would be the premier active arena on Earth. Just imagine a Champions League final in a stadium that is 2,000 years old. The acoustics were so precisely calculated that a whisper on the arena floor could be heard at the very top tier, 12 stories high. No speakers, no electronics, just pure geometry and the physics of sound. The Romans built a machine that perfectly managed light, air, and audio. The Colosseum is a monument not just to history, but to human pragmatism. We create greatness, then we take it apart to serve the needs of the present. Which version do you prefer? The romantic skeleton of history or the gleaming white titan in its full power? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. This is where history comes back to life.